Welcome back to Mythic Sleep. I am young Homer, here to guide you further into the rise and fall of Zeus. Tonight we continue Series 10, The Fall of Zeus, End of the Reign and Legacy with Episode 84, Mortals No Longer Pray, the Gods Forgotten. In this tale, we witness the gradual fading of Olympus from the hearts of humankind. Mortals who once revered the gods in every aspect of their lives now turn to other beliefs, to reason, and to their own strength. Temples lie empty, and prayers once heard in Olympus's halls fall silent. Zeus, once a figure of awe and worship, feels the quiet pain of being forgotten, watching as his once vibrant influence dims and drifts like mist in the morning sun. This is the story of the gods' retreat, a gentle fading, where their power lives on only in legend. As we step into this tale of solitude and acceptance, allow yourself to settle deeply into the warmth of your bed, feeling safe, supported, and fully at ease. Close your eyes if you wish, and take a slow, deep breath in, letting calm fill your chest, as quiet and steady as the retreating tide. As you exhale, release any remaining tension, allowing your body to grow heavy, sinking into rest and stillness. This is your time to let go, to rest, and to find peace. Now, focus on the gentle rhythm of your breath. Each inhale and exhale is constant as the timeless mountains that watch over the world. Take a slightly deeper breath in, letting it fill you completely, and hold it softly for a moment. Then, as you exhale, feel any tightness dissolve, leaving only warmth and calm. One more time. Breathe in deeply, and as you exhale, feel yourself sinking further, calm and serene. Now let's guide each part of the body to soften, inviting rest with every breath. Start with your forehead, allowing it to relax completely as you exhale. Move to your jaw, releasing any tightness, letting it rest softly. Now, bring awareness to your shoulders. Inhale deeply, and as you exhale, let them fall gently, as though setting down the weight of ancient memories. Allow your arms and hands to grow heavy, resting peacefully by your sides. Notice the steady rise and fall in your chest and belly, inhaling as your belly rises, and on the exhale, releasing any last bits of tension, feeling light and free. Shift your focus to your hips and thighs, letting them sink deeper into the bed, fully supported and relaxed. And finally, bring attention to your calves, feet, and toes, allowing them to release completely, grounded and calm. Now, imagine yourself standing upon the quiet slopes of Olympus, where mist drifts through empty halls, the echoes of old prayers fading into the mountain air. In the distance, you see Zeus, his gaze soft as he looks down upon the mortal realm. Once filled with the sound of prayers and offerings, he now listens to the quiet, a solitude unfamiliar, yet strangely peaceful. The world has moved on, and his legacy lives only in the stories that remain. With each breath, feel yourself surrounded by the calm of this moment, as though you too understand the gentle passage of time and the beauty of remembrance. Inhale deeply, letting the calm and stillness of the scene fill you, and exhale, feeling grounded, steady, and fully at ease. With your body relaxed and your mind open, allow the story to carry you into this world of memory, solitude, and timeless grace, where even the greatest are content to become legend. Take one last deep breath in and let it out softly. Now, let us begin. In the years following the Trojan War, a new era dawned. A time when mortals began to question their devotion to Olympus, seeking wisdom beyond the gods who had once ruled their lives. Great thinkers, philosophers, and leaders emerged, advocating a world where humanity was no longer bound by divine will, but driven by reason, observation, and the pursuit of knowledge. Among these thinkers was Pythagoras of Samos, a philosopher and mathematician whose teachings about harmony and order in the universe captivated the minds of his followers. Pythagoras' belief in numbers as the foundation of all things inspired a generation of scholars who sought to understand the world through patterns and logic rather than the unpredictable whims of the gods. His followers spoke of divine order, but not in terms of Olympus. Rather, they spoke of natural laws, principles that existed independently of any deity's command. In Athens, Aspasia, a brilliant philosopher and political advisor, captivated citizens with her ideas on human potential and self-governance. She encouraged her followers to build societies based on justice and reason, celebrating the human spirit and the resilience that had allowed mortals to flourish. Her words inspired a cultural shift, one where mortals found power and purpose in their own hands, rather than in the gifts of gods. The influence of figures like Pythagoras and Aspasia began to spread, each new philosophy a small rebellion against the old ways. Temples, once filled with offerings and prayers, grew quieter as mortals found strength within themselves, viewing Olympus as a relic of an age when humanity was beholden to powers beyond its control. The world was shifting, and the gods could feel their hold on mortals slipping with each passing generation. As the traditional pantheon faded from view, new forms of spirituality and belief began to emerge among mortals. The oracles, once considered direct channels to Olympus, started to lose their relevance as mortals sought guidance within their own communities. Among these was the Diotima, a revered oracle from Mantinea, who redefined her role from a prophetess of the gods to a teacher of wisdom and inner truth. Diotima taught that divinity existed within all things, that the human soul was a reflection of the cosmos itself. Her teachings inspired a new form of spirituality, one where mortals looked inward to find strength, enlightenment, and purpose. Diotima's vision of self-empowerment became a beacon for those who felt disillusioned with the capricious nature of the gods, her words resonating with a generation eager to find divinity not in Olympus, but within the human heart. Another figure who emerged was Hecato of Rhodes, a Stoic philosopher who taught that happiness could be found through virtue, wisdom, and self-discipline rather than through divine favor. He preached that true power lay not in seeking the blessings of gods, but in mastering one's own mind and actions. Hecato's teachings became especially popular among mortals who had lost loved ones to the whims of gods, providing comfort in a world where divine intervention seemed increasingly indifferent or even harmful. Through oracles like Diotima and philosophers like Hecato, mortals found new paths to spirituality, ways of understanding the world that did not require the favor of Olympus. These new beliefs began to replace the old rites, and with each passing year, the gods grew more distant from the mortal realm they had once dominated. The gods watched as their roles were redefined, their influence overshadowed by a new age of mortal enlightenment. In the silence of Olympus, Zeus felt the profound emptiness left by the fading of mortal devotion. The temples dedicated to him were now empty, and the once constant prayers of mortals had dwindled to faint murmurs, fragments of a devotion that was slipping into memory. For centuries he had ruled through power, fear, and reverence, but now, as he watched mortals find strength within themselves, he felt his own role slipping away. Zeus saw the temples of great cities like Athens and Corinth stand deserted, their altars bare. The golden statues crafted in his honor stood like ghosts of a forgotten age. Zeus was haunted by the realization that his once unbreakable authority was now little more than a story, that his rule was dissolving not with a war or rebellion, but with the quiet abandonment of those who had once looked to him. In moments of reflection, Zeus remembered his past, the battles he had fought to claim his throne, the struggles that had shaped Olympus into a kingdom of unparalleled power. Now, however, he felt the weight of his own actions, the centuries of control, the relentless pursuit of loyalty that had alienated gods and mortals alike. Olympus, once vibrant with power and unity, now stood as a monument to a kingdom left behind by its own subjects. Zeus's isolation revealed the true cost of his rule, a kingdom where reverence had given way to indifference, leaving him as a god without worshippers. The fading of mortal devotion affected not only the major gods, but also the lesser deities who had once thrived on the devotion of small villages and local communities. Iris, goddess of the rainbow and messenger to the gods, felt her influence diminish as mortals looked to their own symbols and stories for hope. Her role, once vital in connecting Olympus to the mortal realm, now felt hollow, her purpose dwindling with each unuttered prayer. For Hymenaios, the god of marriage ceremonies, the absence of devotion was especially painful. He had once blessed countless unions, his name invoked in songs and celebrations. But now, mortals no longer sought his blessings, performing rites of union without divine acknowledgement. Hymenaios, once surrounded by the joy of human love, was left to wander the empty halls of Olympus, a god without purpose in a world that no longer believed in his gifts. Even Hecate, goddess of magic and the crossroads, found her influence fading. As mortals turned to philosophy and reason, her mystery and wisdom were no longer sought. Her sacred rituals, once held in secret, were abandoned, and her presence, once revered in the shadows, was lost to the march of mortal progress. Hecate, who had once embodied the balance between light and dark, now found herself a forgotten guardian, her powers diminished in a world that no longer saw the need for her protection. These lesser gods, once the heartbeat of Olympus, now wandered in obscurity, relics of a time when every aspect of mortal life had been intertwined with the divine. Their fading relevance became a painful reminder of the slow disintegration of Olympus's influence over the world. The abandonment of these deities signaled the end of an era, a final separation between gods and mortals. As mortals continued to move forward without Olympus, they turned to new figures for guidance and inspiration, leaders, philosophers, and heroes who embodied human values of resilience, courage, and wisdom. Epaminondas, a brilliant general and statesman, inspired his people not with divine favor, but with his own strategic genius and dedication to justice. His victories and leadership were seen as proof that mortal strength could rival even the gods. In Athens, Pericles, a statesman of unmatched vision, led his city to an era of unprecedented cultural and political power. He championed democracy, the arts, and the pursuit of knowledge, believing that human potential was limitless. Pericles became a symbol of Athenian pride, a hero who inspired mortals to look inward rather than to Olympus for guidance. Under his leadership, Athens became a beacon of mortal achievement, a testament to the power of humanity when it was freed from divine intervention. In Sparta, Gorgo, queen and strategist, inspired her people through her wisdom, her courage, and her belief in the strength of the Spartan way. She was revered not as a figure blessed by the gods, but as a leader whose mortal resilience and insight were enough to lead her people through times of war and peace. Figures like Epaminondas, Pericles, and Gorgo became the new icons of an age where human virtues took precedence over divine ones, each one a testament to a world moving beyond Olympus. These leaders and heroes stood as symbols of a new era, a world where mortals forged their own destinies, where gods were remembered but no longer followed. In the rise of these mortal figures, the gods saw the final severing of their bond to the world below. In the silent halls of Olympus, the gods found themselves adrift, each one feeling the emptiness left by the loss of mortal devotion. Zeus, Hera, Athena, and the rest saw their roles fade, their influence reduced to memories and myths, each temple standing like a relic of a forgotten age. Their power, once drawn from the love and fear of mortals, was now sustained only by the echoes of their own past. The gods had become spectators in a world they no longer ruled, each one carrying the weight of a legacy that no longer held meaning. Zeus, once the king of gods and men, understood that his time as a ruler had ended. The kingdom he had built, the battles he had fought, and the loyalty he had demanded were now relics, remnants of an age slipping into history. Olympus, once the heartbeat of the cosmos, had become a place of memories, a kingdom lost to the march of mortal independence. In the quiet of their solitude, the gods accepted their fate. They would live on, not in temples and rituals, but in stories, passed down through generations as symbols of an age when gods and mortals had walked together. Their power faded, their relevance lost, and in this acceptance they found peace, becoming legends in the minds of those who would remember them as figures of wonder rather than rulers. The gods of Olympus, once worshipped and feared, now drifted into the realm of legend, a fading memory in the hearts of humankind. But even as Olympus fades, new beliefs rise to fill the void left by the gods. Join us in the next episode as we explore the rise of new religions, philosophies, and spiritual movements that would reshape the world, leading humanity further from Olympus and deeper into an age of their own making. Discover how Zeus's name would fade from memory, replaced by the ideas and ideals that would guide a new world. Until we meet again, may your path be filled with peace, strength, and a touch of magic. I'm young Homer, and I look forward to our next story together.